So you're having a dinner party. Do you know that for proper etiquette, you should have at least 2 different types of wine? You want to start with a dry wine before dinner to get your appetite really going. This Louis Martini Cabernet Sauvignon from Sonoma County is just the ticket. These grapes are selected from renowned Cabernet vineyards in Sonoma County and offers tremendous balance, supple tannins, and notes of blackcurrant, cocoa, and caramelized oak. The finish is complex, long, and lingering, so make sure you pop it in the fridge first for about 10 minutes before your guests arrive. You want it cellar temperature, not room temperature. You really bring out those berry flavors. Today's recipe is great with the Cabernet, but it's also great with the J. Pinot Gris. Now, what's a Pinot Gris? A Pinot Gris is actually a Pinot Grigio grape. It all depends on how it's handled of what style. The Italian version is a Pinot Grigio. It's picked earlier, so it has lighter flavor and texture. It's very crisp and great on a hot summer's day. It has a bright lemony finish and is great with seafood. In the French version, we have the Pinot Gris. It's picked later, so there's more residual sugars, a little more alcohol, and a little bit more mouthfeel. The aromas of more of a ripe pear and spicy clove. It also stands up great to today's recipe, grilled pork with sweet and sour barbecue glaze. This J. Pinot Gris has flavors of lime, pear, and pineapple that complement hints of jasmine. It has a distinctive minerality and mouth-watering acidity. For best results, to really open up the flavor of the wine, pour it into a decanter, swirl it around to give it some air, about 15-20 minutes before serving. Let's cook. Now, this vinegar barbecue sauce is absolutely fantastic, and I know you're going to keep it around for a long time and use it very often. We're actually going to use that recipe to make our second recipe, which is the sweet and sour glaze. We're going to start with 2 cups or a 16-ounce bottle of some apple cider vinegar. Next, we're going to add our hot sauce, our ketchup, salt and pepper, pepper flakes, and our sugar. And we're going to turn on the heat, and we're going to bring it together till everything is melted and dissolved. And as soon as it just starts to simmer, you're done. We'll pour it into a mason jar, and we'll wait at least a half an hour before popping on the lid. Pop it in the fridge where it'll last for up to 2 months. Now, to make our sweet and sour barbecue glaze, we're going to take 2 cups of our vinegar barbecue sauce we just made, put it right back in the same pot. Then we're going to add 1 18-ounce jar of apple jelly and 1 cup or half a bottle of a 16-ounce size of light Karo syrup. Then we'll turn on the heat and we'll stir it until it just starts to simmer to melt that apple jelly and bring it all together. Next, we'll pour our glaze into another jar, let it cool for 30 minutes, then cap it. Make sure you label the jars. Next, we're going to get our grill heated up. If you're not using a grill pan, of course, you can use your grill in the backyard. And then we're going to season up our chops. These are bone-in, center-cut pork chops, which is kind of like the same style cut of a porterhouse. You got your tenderloin here, and you've got your loin here, which is kind of like having a New York strip. We'll season both sides with some kosher salt and some fresh cracked pepper. And make sure when you do the fresh cracked pepper, you really want to pat it down where it'll stick on there while it's on the grill. And do both sides. Now we're going to oil our grill, but make sure you use an oil that has a high smoke point, like grapeseed oil. You don't want to use olive oil, it's too fruity. Give it a good wipe. And we'll place on our chops. And we're going to turn these after about 2 minutes, 1/4 turn, to get some nice grill marks, which of course is very important for presentation. And let's give them a turn. There's some grill marks for you. Using a grill pan inside, you don't have that grill lid to help cook the oven style. So just use a nice sized lid from a pot. Now chicken needs to be cooked to at least 165, but pork you can cook to a medium well, which would be, say, 140 degrees, because it'll gain 5 more degrees. So when it gets right about 120, like they are now, that's when I'm going to go ahead and put on my sweet and sour glaze. And then we're going to give them a turn and let them caramelize. We'll do the second side. To give them some flavor and color. Let's flip them over. Caramelize that second side. As you can see how that sugar is starting to caramelize here. Give another brushing. For sanitation reasons, you never want to use the marinade or the sauce you're using to grill with out of the original jar. Put it in a secondary container so you don't have to cross-contamination. These are perfect. So we're going to go ahead and get them off the grill, let them rest for at least 10 minutes so all those juices naturally come back out into the meat. Now when plating, you want to give it some height. So pile up your potatoes, and we're going to put this at an angle, and then we'll hit it with some rosemary, which isn't just for looks, nice fragrance that comes off of there. We're going to serve with both sauces, the barbecue and the sweet and sour. Don't forget the little bit of residual juice here. And of course, this recipe is fantastic with beers, and I've got a couple that pair perfectly. This Leinenkugel Summer Shandy is a crisp wheat beer brewed with natural lemonade. It has a crisp citrus lemon flavor and is high in carbonation, so it really cleanses the palate and begs for more and more. Leinenkugel brews a myriad of beers, but this one says summertime. Another great beer for this dish is the Oscar Blues Dale's Pale Ale. It's brewed with hefty amounts of European malts and 4 kinds of American hops. It delivers a blast of hop aromas, a rich middle of malt and hops, and a thrilling finish. It's very refined and not too bitter like most IPAs. It's great with this dish or any barbecue sauce dish. Enjoy!